Dire team ban.
Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed your bit of a break.
Dire team ban.
And welcome to game number 3 of this best of 3. PG.Barracx versus Neon Esports here in the SEA Open Qualifiers. Number 1 winner of this makes it through to those qualifiers and is that one step closer to going to Disneyland and meeting Mickey Mouse. I don't know if that's actually what they're doing at Disneyland, but I thought we'd take a guess. Anyway, let's jump right into this draft after we talk about Neon Esports. Who would have ever thought that they would take game number 2? Game number 1 looked like an absolute stomp for the side of PG.Barracx. But Neon, they were able to shut all that down with Scuddylicious' Lifestealer. So, let's have a look
Dire team pick.
at the draft as we jump right into it. PG.Barracx, they've changed things up. Most definitely banning out the Chen as well as the Lifestealer and the Rubik. And this Oracle, it's got to the draft, but this time for the side of Neon.
Radiant team pick.
The Razor, the Bounty Hunter, and they've banned out the Ember Spirit. It looks like Azure won't be able to play this multiple times, but PG.Barracx really turning things around. They're able to pick up the Enigma because it wasn't banned in the first phase, and they're also taking a Tiny. So we're going to see Azure on a different hero.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
But Neon Esports, they're now going into their reserve time to think about what their next pick is going to be. I feel like we've seen them take... Have they taken 4 positions here? They're taking their carry. They're ensuring Scuddylicious a hero he likes to play. They're taking the Terrorblade. I'm really surprised. I thought they might go for the Morphling, but I guess Morphling versus Tiny, it's not a good matchup because if Tiny finds you out with a Shadow Dade or Blink Dagger while you're on low HP, while you're, agility morphs, you are just going to die. So the Beastmaster ban as well from PG.Barracx. They just did not like that Neon Esports draft at all last time. They're banning out every single individual part of it. That's 4 heroes that were in the draft that beat them. And I don't even know if they all fit into this next draft. I'll be honest, the Beastmaster ban is probably a good one because Enigma, he'll want to BKB Black Hole and the Roar can stop that.
Radiant team ban.
Jakiro ban now from the side of Neon. Interesting. I guess they realize that they need a 5 position. And PG.Barracx, we haven't seen them play the Jakiro, but Neon, they are looking to apply some sort of push with the Terrorblade. And that AoE of the Macropire and the Ice Path is good versus it. So I think that's a pretty heads up ban. Doom as well. So basically anything that cancels the Enigma ulti.
10 seconds.
So that's what these 2 bans are for. They're to protect their Enigma. And I like that personally.
Dire team pick.
And here we go. Here's the Abaddon. We saw this played by JL, but PG.Barracx, they're going to be the one to pick this up. And I think this is a 5 position Abaddon. That's usually where we're seeing it played.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Shadow Shaman.
Shadow Shaman for the side of Neon. Sorry about taking a while. I had something to sort out. So they take the Shadow Shaman. It's a 4 position Shadow Shaman. It offers a lot of control. We saw it played by Playhard, and he got so much farm. Was able to build an Ether Lens BKB as well as his Blink. The Abaddon is nice versus the Shadow Shaman though, because they'll be able to save people who are Hex, able to save people in the Shackles. I mean, this is why I like the Abaddon. It kind of does a similar thing to the Oracle. Not quite as well, because you don't get, obviously, the ability to save people from absolutely dying, but you do get the ability to combo break. Time ticking down here for PG.Barracx. Tiny's probably their 4 position. We think Abaddon in the 5. Enigma can be off lane. So we might see a carry. They already know what the carry of Neon Esports is, so they can think about someone who can deal with the Terrorblade, which is very few people. There's the ability to think of maybe taking the Morphling, if you wanted to take the Morphling. Or the Phantom Lancer. I think both of them are pretty good versus the Terrorblade, but they have to make their mind up soon. And in fact, they're going to take the Puck. I think that's got to be their mid lane hero. Puck good versus the Terrorblade initially. He does have a lot of early burst damage. We'll get that Veil, maybe even a Dagon. But I mean, by the time Puck gets Dagon, Terrorblade should have HP to be able to live through it. So they need someone else to be able to follow up. I do like the Dream Coil because it does position them nicely for an Avalanche Toss. Avalanche Toss even break the coil and the Enigma Black Hole.
5 seconds remaining.
One minute remaining for Neon now. They need that offlaner. I think offlane is what you take here. You can also take your mid laner, actually, because you have seen Puck. You can take someone who you think has an advantageous matchup versus the Puck. Or does what you think your draft needs to do. I think they have to create a lineup. They need to make space for Scuddylicious' Terrorblade. So you want to get 4 heroes that can go around as a unit and make that space while your Terrorblade's still in your jungle farming.
Radiant team back.
But there they go. They go with the offlaner. We know Rappy likes to play this Nyx Assassin. And it's fairly good versus the Puck. You're able to get the Spike Carapace to stop him instantly phase shifting away or jumping to his orb. You stand in front of the orb with your Spike Carapace. He finds his stun. And then you're just able to follow up with the Impale. He's Puck also an intelligence hero. So the mana burn hurts a fair amount. And now, last bans of the draft. PG.Barracx should ban a mid laner who they don't want to play against. The Viper, okay. They need to carry for themselves, so maybe they're picking a Phantom Assassin with that Viper ban. Would be my possible guess.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Time ticking down. They do have 30 seconds, and they're banning out the Lycan again. So not letting PG.Barracx put together a whole bunch of push. So Neon, this is their last pick of the draft. This is their last pick of the day. Something that Mark wants to play. A hero where he's able to impress and create the space that this Terrorblade needs to get to being full farmed.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
And they're going for the Kunkka. Really interesting. Haven't seen much of him this series. Obviously, he did get that massive nerf where you can no longer use Tidebringer to deny. But he should be fairly fine versus the pot. Kunkka, a bit too tanky to go down to the harass of those illusory orbs.
5 seconds remaining.
Phantom Assassin.
Choose your hero.
And they do take the Phantom Assassins. We were right about that Viper ban, meaning they wanted to take the PA. PA obviously does have the ability to burst this Scuddy-licious Terrorblade if you get lucky. As well as the fact, I think he'll build a Battle Fury. Ifrit is a fairly greedy farmer, and it means you hold people in the coil, you hold people in the black hole, and PA will be able to burst down more than one person. But you know what? This Neon draft, like, Scuddy-licious, he's such a good carry. I think he might be able to do it. So, you know what? I'm going to hope. I'm going to bet.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
think Neon might take it. I think Neon might go through to close qualifiers.
5 seconds remaining.
But obviously, you don't have to take my word for it. Tell me who you think is going to win. We're waiting to get into this game. I thought we'd be in it a second, but I do forget that it takes a minute to get in. But this is going to be exciting. This is a game 3 with everything on the line for both these teams. I like the nautical theme here because, you know, you have the Kunkka as well as the kind of crabby Nyx Assassin set. And obviously, all games have to start with a pause. As Spaceman and Abaton, I feel like they disconnect at the start of every single game. These two heroes. But these two players. It's not the heroes they're playing.
What is this? A game of some sort?
We're just waiting for the Phantom Assassin to reconnect, and we should be underway, hopefully. We're still waiting for them to resume. I wonder what's up. Oh, there we go. We do have the G coming out from Happy. And Neon, more than happy to return it. So, everyone, welcome to game number 3 if you're just tuning in after the draft. Things certainly are going to be exciting. Neon, they struck back in the last game. Will they be able to continue that momentum into this game, number 3? Park smoked up just to get down that quick mid ward. And they see the Kunkka. He doesn't have a ward of his own, so, you know, you're just going to continue picking him out. And Hoppy as well as Godlike in this top lane. So this is a 4-position Enigma. Sorry, something I didn't talk about because I assumed that they would send the Tiny to 4-position. But I forgot, game number 1, Godlike on the Tiny was surely a force to be reckoned with. What? What is he doing? Okay, sorry, I know what he's doing. So if there was a ward here,
30 seconds
and you
to
cut
go.
this tree, and you cut this tree, the tower should be able to see you and still hit you. So he's looking for the ward here. He's doing the same thing here. If there was a ward here, and the tower would hit you there. So he's searching for this mid lane ward. He has a feeling there's one here somewhere, but he's just not going to find it. He's still checking. Really interesting play by Mark. Anyway, it looks like we're having a bit of a tango here in this bottom lane. Spaceman getting very low, but they do have the slow on to play hard. He hasn't taken the missed call, so he's not going to be able to deny himself. Will they be able to get first blood? And yes, they are. First blood, it does go to the puck, but they do have to trade the Abzon in return.
Duly noted.
However, it's worth noting that they got first blood and 3 bounty runes, so PG.Barracx, they'll be fairly happy with that start to the game. Ifrit currently all by himself because the Abaddon is walking back, doesn't want to be forced to use his teleport. And so they have Rappy with Impale. Play hard. He's taken the Ether Shock to get out the harass. But I don't think they quite have enough kill potential yet against this Phantom Assassin. But Puck under the tower needs to be careful of tanking some Tidebringers. And Terrorblade, obviously using that level 1 Metamorphosis just to be able to assert some dominance in the lane. Holding them all in position. I haven't seen this before, but it's a nice avalanche onto 2 of them. Hoping not to feed away too many Eidolons. So yeah, using the Fortune's End while the Eidolons are all grouped up means you can do a fair amount of damage to all of them and hopefully finish them off. Rappy, they're picking him out, but it looks like Spaceman doesn't want to make the connection. JL has his clarity going. I'm curious if they send out an Eidolon when they see him doing this to try and just cancel the clarity. Yeah, this is what I do. I would you just want to force them away while they're using the clarity. Honestly, only just sending one to follow him. This is great play. We can watch the micro bot. We should probably watch bottom lane where there is the possibility of a kill. Now that they've both hit level 2 on Rappy as well as Ifrit. That's amazing. Using the Aphotic Shield to make them miss CS as well as take more damage. That is a really cool use of the Abaddon in the support position. Over the towers, it looks like Skydalicious, he was tossed back. They have the Maledict. He tanks one more tower hit. They needed one more right click, but Hoppy didn't commit for it, wanting to preserve this clarity. But the toss forward from Godlike, killing Skydalicious. He hadn't managed to heal up enough. I surely caught that kill. They get the stun. He's held in place. They do have shackles. There's no blur on this Phantom Assassin. But this is what we talked about. The Aphotic Shield able to get away from any sort of stun. So Godlike, he's now by himself. They've sent the Enigma to the jungle. Or at least the Enigma's jungling. I don't know if that means he's been sent to the jungle. But it's where he wants to be. Okay, L just chasing around Hoppy. And the Dire, they've unblocked this pull camp. That's what he must have noticed. But so this is what he was doing. I didn't realize that previously they had blocked this pull camp. They had just dewarded it. And then Hoppy walks over so that the pull remains blocked. Really heads up play for the side of PG.Barracx. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's going to allow them to keep the creep wave right over here. And so the Terrorblade's not able to farm safely. Meanwhile, at this mid lane, going fairly evenly. Bottom lane, Play Hard is doing just fine. Actually, it's worth noting that Rappy is farming better than Ifrit. But yeah, I just had to say, that play by Hoppy blocking that pull camp. But with Metamorphosis, he's holding place. Does he have the blocks? Maledict is on cooldown, and the Avalanche is not even enough to save them from those right clicks of Skydalicious. Just as I was praising you, Happy, you have to go get caught. Leap forwards and gets the silence. Azure, he doesn't really have the kind of spells. He has the X, so he's not going to be able to get the torrent. Really nice use of the phase shift, realizing exactly when he wanted to pull him back with the X.
Double damage.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen anyone dodge the X like that. But he just timed it perfectly, knowing when he had set up for the torrent. Knowing when he would want to pull him back. Really, really great plays. I love plays like that aren't that aren't flashy, but are really impactful. The X, again, will he be able to jump away to his orb? Unfortunately. Wow, this guy. Absolute god. Taking a lot of damage in the bottom lane, but a Photic Shield. It is level 1. They also do have the heal from Spaceman. And Ifrit dancing all over these falls in the bottom lane. But while I say that, Rappy definitely is farming better than this PA. And I don't think that's what you want to be happening. Avalanche tossed into the air. This godlike Tiny, I just forgot how impactful it was in game number 1. This is a bit of a bug. I wonder why that happened. That Terrorblade illusion, it didn't go back down after Metamorphosis ended. That's a bug I really haven't seen before. I'm curious about what triggered it. And in the bottom lane, they do manage to kill off Spaceman. And now they're looking for more. Rappy, he has the Impale. They need a few more hits. But with the Ether Shock, you don't need to be able to connect with right click. So 2 going down in this bottom lane. But meanwhile, they have the Dream Coil. They're trying to kill off Mark. He's manning up because he has the Aphotic Shield. He just needs to pop the shield. Rolling forward. There you go. Catches him with the end of the Illusory Orb. Azure, thanks to that rotation from Spaceman, fell able to man up and does kill off that Kunkka.
Denied.
So Ifrit does drop in the bottom lane, but he wasn't having the best lane. I just realized someone in my chat mentioned auto chest chat. So now all I'm thinking about is the elemental synergy in this top lane. You know, if you're hit by the Tiny, you might get turned to stone. Sorry, if you hit the Tiny.
Interesting.
Bottom lane again, it looks like they're trying to pursue forward onto Spaceman, but they're going to get the attention of Ifrit. He does need to be careful. Spike Carapace online, as well as 2 points in both these cells. So they do have a lot of disable in this bottom lane. You know, and now that I think about it, Nyx Assassin isn't really bad versus, is pretty good versus the PA, because the Vendetta, it applies break. So if you find the Nyx Assassin, you're going to be able to get rid of his evasion, get rid of his crit. If you land the success break, they burn his mana, but Rappy leaping forward already into that orb. Spike Carapace, it's worn off. And that's a big kill on this offlaner who was having a grand old time. Azure rotating when that Dream Coil comes off cooldown once again. Parablade, he's felt pressured so much that he's gone into the jungle level 5. This is what we often see from Terrorblades. The 3 Wraith Bands, it's almost like Skylicious is playing his Morphling once again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Brad's here from Godlike. He seems to prefer them over the Phase Boots, as well as the Soul Ring. So he does have enough mana to be able to spam out the Avalanche toss to be able to clear waves.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Delicious. They both have their level 6s. But I don't think he can kill him solo. But the amount of space that Godlike's making, it means that Enigma is very happy just to go jungling himself.
Under attack.
So soon, you might even end up with 4 cores. Another Dream Coil while it's off cooldown. They managed to get the silence, but now they're holding the puck into place. They're channeling the Fortune's End. Do they have enough damage? He's able to get away into his orb. He has the phase shift. Impale in 1 second. Is he going to go for it? The Impale. He gets the phase shift. It's only level 1. It doesn't last long enough. Or he leaves it a bit too early, but Godlike. He's here for the return kill onto Rappy, but you won't be taking any magic damage thanks to that Fate's Edict. And Rappy able to survive even through that level 2 miscoil. And now they're getting another kill thanks to the rotation of Mark. They're going to find Godlike. They have the boat. He has the toss into the air, but it really doesn't matter. They have all this control from the Hex. Shackles, they're still off cooldown. Avalanche onto Thea, but Rappy using his Vendetta. Getting the Vendetta hit as well as that Impale. What a fight in this bottom lane for the side of Neon. They'll be more than happy with the kills they cleaned up there.
Dire's middle tower is under
Finding both Godly and Azure. So let's see. Yeah, 0.75 seconds. He timed that Impale perfectly. It is the real Kunkka, but he just doesn't care about the harass. With these double braces giving him 12% bonus magic resistance, that brings him up to 37% magic resistance.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Scuddylicious, he has his treads now completed. Metamorphosis is off cooldown, so I think this tier 1 might just be
Radiant's
not very
bottom
long
tower
for this world.
is under attack.
PA herself nowhere near the farm with this Terrorblade. Terrorblade, he died a few times, but he's just been able to go to the jungle, allowed to recover. The crit on the Phantom Assassin means the amount of damage he does go up absolutely massively.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And the trees taken down here by Huppy with the help of the Midnight Pulse means no one can TP in to save the tower. They've left Scuddylicious all by himself just to get that nice, precious tower CS. And he's building into his Yasha next.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower.
So tower for tower across the map, this game feeling fairly even. No one blowing each other out but the Invis on Rappy. He's using his Vendetta. He does need the follow-up of Azure. He goes to the Impale. There you go. The phase shift that time. He does manage to dodge it. He is affected by the X and he's going to be caught by the boat. But no, as the X pulls him back, he leaps to his orb and there he's holding both of them in with the Dream Coil. They've successfully got the Hex onto the Abaddon, but he's more than willing to fight out. They've caught Play Hard. Mark, he does have a haste room, so I don't think they're going to be able to find him. Even with the PL going through, he's slowed down now onto Mark. He doesn't have that haste anymore. Play Hard, caught by the Maledict. It looks like he might be the one who they have to settle for being able to kill. They purge off the Maledict, and this Shadow Shaman is going to be the one who they clean up with the dagger with the Waning Rift.
You might wish to retract your last move.
This has let Godlike be by himself, but while I talk about Godlike having his time in the bottom lane, Scuddylicious, he has his time in the jungle, and he has his time in the lane. Thanks to the Conjure image, this man, he just farms so fast. And he's got 4-4. I think once he hits 9, he's going to level Sunder, and he's just going to go Sunder the Tiny. Impale, do they have enough damage? Yes, they do. With the rotation of JL's Oracle, they have the Impale, they have the Spike Carapace, and he just walks, gets his own stun, able to bring him down with these level 3 Purifying Flames. The power of the Oracle, we've seen it every game that's been picked. And Play Hard, they've deployed the level 6 Shadow Shaman wards in this mid lane, hoping for a lucky crit. They do see Play Hard, they have vision of it, but Ifrit actually, these wards, they don't trigger away his blur, so he's able to farm them up. But now he's revealed he's Hex, but they don't have the follow-up, able to blink away to safety thanks to Spaceman being there.
Radiant's middle tower.
But they still want this tier 1 tower. Mark, is he able to get the CS? Yes, he actually, it goes on to Rappy. It's an avalanche onto 2, but the boat, are they going to be able to kill Play Hard in time? Yes, they are. But now they're affected by the boat, but they're held in place by the coil. The Oracle Ultimate on top of Rappy. Are they going to be able to kill Azure? He's trying to escape. The black hole, it doesn't actually connect onto anyone. A bit of a wasted black hole there, but it looks like with the toss forward, they're going to be able to kill the Oracle. And now, Mark, he does put the torrent on top of himself, but no one there. He's sitting inside their Midnight Pulse, just being run down, and they get another kill onto Ifrit. So with a wasted black hole, but it doesn't matter. They still are able to get the 3 kills in this mid lane. It did require that they bring everyone to it, and this has just left Scuddylicious. I've said his name a bunch of times in this cast, but I really feel he is the man to watch. He feels like he's playing a tier 1 carry. So we do miss the kill in the mid lane. I assume Play Hard just got eaten by the avalanche, as well as some hits from the Phantom Assassin. PA actually not building that Battle Fury. So Barracx, they are going for this more of an early game fight with this Desolator build up on the Phantom Assassin. He's not going to scale as hard as we might have thought. But here we go. We just had an example of the Spike Carapace into Illusory Orb. We talked about this during the draft, and our predictions surely do come true. So let's have a look. How is Play Hard doing? He has his Arcane Boots working towards the Ethan Sex. This is the standard 4 position Shadow Shaman boot. build Mark. He actually went for drums. Really interesting. But I do like this halberd pickup that he's going next. It does seem like we see more and more drums. And knowing there's already a drums on his team, he has the Asher, and he'll have the Manta style. This means he's not going to be able to be silenced by this puck as easily as before. Once he gets that Manta style. And Hoppy, he does want to scale as a 4 position. He's gone for this Midas build. So it really is going to be 4 true cores from the side of Barracks. Godlike. He'll have his Blink Dagger in about 300 gold, but I did hear a smoke. And it was from the side of Neon. Let's see if we can follow them into the side of Barracks. Who are they going to find? I'm surprised Rappy isn't using his Vendetta Scout. I mean, it is off cooldown. Ifrit would be a really big kill if they're able to find him. But unfortunately, they're not able to. Oh, God. He's died a whole bunch of times. He does have his Blink Dagger as soon as it pops, but no, he doesn't blink away almost instantaneously. They have the hacks, they have the shackles, they have the torrent, and you have a dead puck. I thought Kunkka didn't like Tide Hunter, but it seems he doesn't like Fairy Dragons much either. So realizing where the rest of the team is, I assume Godlike will go for a bit of this split push, especially with Hoppy coming in. But they want to defend this bottom tower. They're TPing in first with the Abaddon, but he's going to be caught out. He does have his level 6, so he can definitely buy a bit of space. With the Enigma, he's going to be actually caught inside... No, he isn't caught inside the Serpent Wards when he TPs, but they have managed to defend this bottom tier 1 tower and farmed up all the Serpent Wards. So I think you'll be fairly okay with that if you're the side of Barracks. Ifrit's Desolator, he still needs another 700 gold. It's really not that close. And look at this, they've realized that this ward is right here from the side of JL. They pinged it out. They know exactly what they're doing from this side of Neon. And honestly, things feel very favorable for the side of Neon. Barracks definitely has the more early game lineup, even though they've gone for the Midas on the Enigma. It's just Skylicious, just absolutely uncontested. He died once to the Tiny, but other than that... Azure, Blink Dagger. He wasn't able to use it to retreat, but maybe he'll be able to use it to kill. They see the Terrorblade illusion coming out of the jungle, but they just didn't manage to find the real Terrorblade. This is what you were looking for. I even hear the Abaddon's ultimate being triggered by this Terrorblade illusion. Spaceman just so poor at this point in time. Godlike, Blink Dagger, Avalanche. He needs the toss on to play hard. He doesn't manage to get him caught in the Avalanche toss, but tossing him into the tower. But the Oracle ultimate is going to save his life. They throw down this Midnight Pulse, and it might be enough, but the silence. They have the torrent, but it doesn't connect onto anyone. And play hard. He does survive just on a very small amount of health, but the Avalanche toss, that is enough to bring down an even bigger kill in the offlane there. But they brought in Skylicious. They have the black hole, but he's instantly killed. He was a bit too low, and this boat is coming in. They managed to get the ram on top of all of them, but the stun, it didn't connect. But with that torrent Godlike, he tosses away the Kunkka. Is he going to be fine? He's held in place, and they're able to get the kill with that Ether Shock. The rotation in of Skylicious. He even still has his Thunder off cooldown, as well as this Metamorphosis. So I think this might be a sacrifice tier 2 tower. PA, have you managed to complete this Desolator? Yes, you have. He's blowed up, eliminating the Oracle almost instantaneously. That dagger crits, and now Mark, I think you're next on the agenda. He's not going to be able to get away. He's trying to TP. Are they able to stop it in any shape or form? No, because the Dream Coil, it's on cooldown. So Mark, heads up play, realizing they don't have the damage and able to TP away. But the big reveal of the Desolator does get 2 quick kills for this Phantom Assassin. Both of these supports are absolute mincemeat for the PA.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Delicious though. Manta style and the Hurricane Pike. Sorry, it's a Dragon Lance before the Hurricane Pike. Already completed. He is looking like a beast. 2k ahead of this Phantom Assassin. Just Hoppy's black holes, both of them have really felt like whiffs. He did manage successfully to get one on top of the Terrorblade, but it was already when he was on such low health that he was easily able to be killed. But maybe with this Blink Dagger now, in about 100 seconds, they will look to smoke up. No, they're going anyway. They have 2 blink daggers. Sorry, they have 3 blink daggers. There's so much initiation from the side of the PG.Barracx. Because remember, Ifrit, he can go in, he can follow up. They do see the Oracle instead of the Kunkka. He would have been the bigger kill, but now there's 3 of them. They're caught inside the Dream Coil. They kill off the Shadow Shaman. They do manage to connect that stun onto the PA, but able to leap away to safety. Spaceman gonna tank the wards for him, but they do manage to kill off Godlike. And he hit the dagger into the Spike Carapace, but able to retreat just away is Ifrit. So a 2-for-1 trade in this top lane, but you sacrifice your offlaner for 2 cores. I don't think you'll be so happy about that. And Azur, he's caught again. This X. Mark, he feels like he's had this Puck's number this entire game. RP, we talked about this. Maybe they should have waited for the black hole in 46 seconds. He does have the Midas, but it's off cooldown. The X. I think he honestly just did this to be annoying for the PA. They do have the aphotic shield on top of the Phantom Assassin, but she's just going to be fine. Using that X just to be annoying to the PA, isn't able to go where she wants. And they have used Metamorphosis. I'm curious, are they going into Roshan or are they looking for another kill? They have Rappy scouting forward, the drums from the Kunkka Pop, but they're not able to find anyone from the side of Barracks. But someone TPing in, it is the Puck. He's perhaps a bit too elusive. He goes forward, he catches the Dream Coil. It is onto 2. They have caught Scuddy-licious. He's the big one. They're able to get this. They pop the coil on the Oracle. Is he able to use his ultimate? It's a big avalanche. The boat doesn't connect on the PA. Yes, it does. And they have the shackles as well. Will they be able to kill off the PA in time? No. He leaps forward onto the black hole, but they're not able to get the kill. And they stop him with that Spike Carapace. They stop the black hole. It's a massive fight. They've killed off 3. They're going to kill off 4. The side of Neon. They're looking invincible, but they do lose Scuddy-licious for this one. They will lose Godlike, but Godlike, he did manage to capture a return kill. So it is a big 4 for 3. And we're going to have a look at how much I managed to catch on my replay. So over here, we see the Dream Coil, the Avalanche. It does connect onto the Terrorblade a little bit at the end. But they've just got all the control they want in the word for this PA. But it's a big black hole onto the back lines. But they don't actually manage to finish anything off. The Spike Carapace, as he walks into the black hole, just means they can cancel it. And then they control Godlike. They've already killed off 3 of them. But Godlike, he just goes to work and gets that very important kill on the Terrorblade.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They have 2 Invis heroes following each other, but they actually die side. They do have the detection. If Azur, if he overextends and they see him here, Rappy, he sees him. He won't realize he's caught. They have the Impale. They have the Mana Burn. Do they have enough follow-up damage for him? Yes, they do with the Hex and the Shackles. The Ether Lens really paying off. The toss back, but not into the Avalanche. It looks like they're just retreating here from the side of Barracks. That's a big kill on the Puck. This fortunate Sentry Ward. I hear another Impale. It's on to Spaceman. He does have the ultimate, so he will take a while to bring down. They do have the Impale, but there's no black hole follow-up. They're just holding him in place while he's using his ultimate. But the Avalanche is onto all 3 of them, and they're actually sitting in this Midnight Pulse. They have managed to kill off this. Oh, it doesn't matter because they caught the Tiny. Sorry, I was going to say they did manage to kill the Abaddon at the end of his ultimate, but they catch the Tiny as well, and that's 3 big kills. Metamorphosis, it's off cooldown in 2 seconds if they want to continue the push, but I think eventually they're going to want to go for Roshan. Scuddy-licious, he is just so far ahead. I really don't think they have anything to be able to handle this Terrorblade. And here we go. They are going into the pit. They're using the Serpent Wards for this and not the Metamorphosis. So they still have a fair amount of push. And over here, have they caught Ifrit? No, Ifrit, he does TP away into safety. And all they've got inside the pit are the Serpent Wards. They do use Metamorphosis after a fair amount of while. Maybe they should have committed it at the beginning. But they do realize what's going on. They do have Dream Coil. They don't have Black Hole. They realize what's happening, but I don't think they're going to be able to get there in time to be able to contest Spaceman. He does walk in. He blinks in, but they do manage to hold him in place. There is no Black Hole. It was on cooldown. They've caught Spaceman. It was a good Dream Coil onto a whole bunch of them, but you've just sacrificed 2 of your heroes. Metamorphosis, you still have it, and I wouldn't be surprised if the side of Neon, they just continue to push against PG.Barracx.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But Scuddy-licious, it looks like high ground is not their objective. They just want to push in all the waves across the map, keep the control. And I wouldn't be surprised if they look towards these last tier 2s remaining on the map. Hoppy has his Midas. He's building the BKB. So once he gets his BKB, they do have nothing to stop it on the Neon lineup. So BKB Black Hole might be really big for the side. It is only a 4k advantage for the side of Neon. I really am surprised because it feels like everything has been going their way. They've been getting every objective they want. They've taken Roche and they seem to come out on top of the large fights. And PA, without that Battle Fury, just not able to keep up with Scudilicious.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's
Rappy
middle
has the
tower
Hand of
is under
Midas.
attack.
As well as this, he's building the Spirit Vessel. This being the Urn of Shadows. Sometimes, you know, you just get a bit aphagic with the names of items. How is JL doing? He is playing Poverty position 6. Even though he's on the winning side, he is the lowest in the net worth. He just has to make do with the Tranquil Boots as well as the Windlace. It feels like there might be... No, they're just grouped together by the side of Barracks. I thought it might be a smoke, but
Dire's
I think they
structures
honestly
are
just have to wait to defend high ground with a big black hole. Over here, they have found Godlike with Scudilicious. The toss into the air, it didn't connect, and he's just more than happy to fight up against Godlike. Scudilicious, he feels so powerful, and remember, he does have the Aegis, so he's not even using his Metamorphosis. The X, so that TP away, it's not going to be enough, and they have brought down Godlike. Godlike, he doesn't have buyback, they have Metamorphosis. Is this going to be a siege of the high ground? They have the creep wave in the middle. They also have the Serpent Wards. They've come off cooldown after being used in that mid lane. Just cutting the wave here is Scudilicious, but it doesn't matter because Ifrit is cutting your own wave. So if you want to push, you have to do it in the mid.
Radiant's bottom
Well, no, you can do it in the bottom, but eventually backdoor regen will kick in. They have to take this very fast, and boy, they most certainly do with the Metamorphosis as well as the Serpent Wards. Will backdoor regen kick in time? You know, I don't think it even matters. They just have more than enough damage. Backdoor regen's back in time, but as I said, it doesn't matter. They're able to just eat through it, and this range racks, even though you have backdoor protection, it is going down. So they did manage successfully to cut both of the way, so you're not going to lose tier towers. But Neon, one side of Barracks ahead at this 25-minute mark. Scudilicious, he's looking for even more. And again, guys, Scudilicious, he has his namesake. He has the Eye of Scuddy. This is what we love to see. And since they've taken racks, and especially a tier 3 tower, these shrines, they become open.
has fallen.
And that is a dead shrine for the side of Barracks. Barracks must not be feeling good now. They've gone for the earlier lineup. I honestly feel everything is on the shoulders of Huppy. He might not be the carry. He might only be the forward position, but he has a big weight to be able to pull. And, you know, if we look at the model of Enigma, you can see that he is a beefy boy. It looks like he has been going to the gym on this... what is Enigma? An embodiment of dark? Embodiness of nighttime? I can't quite remember the lore behind Enigma. But either way, Huppy needs to carry. So Aegis, still remaining for another 30 seconds, but without Metamorphosis, without Serpent Wards. I don't think we're going to see a siege of the high ground. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they don't wait for second Aegis. They know how much more powerful they are on the side of Neon than PG.Barracx. PG.Barracx. Scudilicious, already at his Eagle Song. He's 4,000 closer, honestly, to 5,000 ahead of this Phantom Assassin. The Aegis, it's now expired, so he gets to swap in a Wraith Band, even more stats. You know, that Aegis, it was just taking up room in his inventory for this Terrorblade. So Serpent Wards are off cooldown, Metamorphosis in 15 seconds. Do they want to wait for the second Aegis? This is the question they need to be asking themselves on the side of Neon. Second Aegis does give the time for Barracks to be able to build this BKB on Huppy. So honestly, I think I really like the idea of continuing to push. Obviously, you need to get your waves under control, and that's what Rappy is doing. And they have to deal with the split push by Azure in the top lane. But after they take care of this top lane, they take care of this middle and bot lane, I think we will see a high ground siege. And honestly, it's been a while since I've checked in with Mark. He completed that Halibut a while ago, has got into his BKB. It is 10 seconds, he hasn't felt the need to use it, yes. Yeah, and he's going to get that Assault Cuirass. Help his whole team out with a nice bit of armor versus Phantom Assassin. BKB popped by Hoppy. That is honestly disastrous. Thank goodness the side of Neon doesn't know that his BKB is down. Well, that's your 10-second BKB on your Enigma. You were hoping to catch a big black hole there, and you just were not able to.
This should make my life easy.
PA has a Desolator as well as the Vadam is offering and a BKB. The BKB going to be a fairly big item. Is he building Battle Fury? Okay, over here it looks like we have a big fight coming on. They managed to get the stun onto the BKB and on the back line, Godlike, they found him. They found the Tiny once again, and now they're looking for more. They don't have a Blink Dagger on Play Hard. Actually, only the Glimmer Cape. But the waves, they're all pushing in. This Terrible Illusion is hitting the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. They have to get back for the side of Barracks. They're going to be more than happy to push. They have Shaman Wards that they didn't use, and they have Metamorphosis. So Shaman Wards laid down. The Torrent actually connects onto the PA. She does have BKB, but tier 3 tower is already being cleared out by these wards. And Scudilicious, he's just focusing. They jump forward at Huppy. They've got a BK. They have the BKB Black Hole. It is onto the Terrorblade, but, you know, he's affected by the Rum. He also has Thunder that he just hasn't felt the need to use. And they're just not able to kill him. He gets the Thunder as soon as the BKB ends. They've killed the PA. 63 seconds. They've killed the Tiny he brought back for this. Hoppy, I said you had to put things on your shoulder, but a one-man Black Hole isn't going to be able to do it for you. And that's just a second lane of Barracks. He blinks forward here on the puck, but they just have the control for him thanks to this Spike Carapace, and things are looking over for the side of Barracks. Neon, they're probably going to be going through to this closed qualifiers for Barracks. They're not calling GG just yet. Even laying into Spaceman with the illusion, he buys back on it, but he's held in place. They have so much control for him. He's able to leap back, but he is affected by this Spirit Vessel, and the boat is going to connect onto the X. He's on cooldown on the BKB. Are they able to kill off this Terrorblade again? It really just doesn't matter. He is Thunder, it's off cooldown, and now they're just going for the tier 4 towers. GG, Neon have done it and made it through to the closed qualifiers. PG.Barracx are going to have to go through the next open qualifiers.